Okay.
Is this camera you're talking to?
This one.
Right. Close, afterwards.
More?
Too much, no.
I feel like I'm auditioning for Big Brother. Joram is the creative director, CEO, Joram Model Management, that's JMM, one of the leading model agencies that we do have in East Africa, Uganda, East Africa, and then almost Africa, because we're competing with global fashion markets. I scout for models, develop models, nurture them, and then place models. Then I produce fashion shows, and then I love developing young talents. I love to just get that raw diamond, that raw, girl from the street, or, boy from the street, and then just sharpen them up, and then before you know it, they are working in New York, Paris, London, and Milan. Okay, the fashion industry is quite interesting. I would say it's something that I enjoy being a part of, but it's cutthroat. To be honest, it's very, very cutthroat. It's not just about looking great, smelling good, having all these, great events that you go to, modeling, and then doing all these fashion things that we do. At the end of the day, it's also a business. It is a business whereby, just like you see people becoming lawyers, people becoming doctors, only that in Uganda, the concept of being fashion models hasn't been yet analyzed to the fullest. A lot of people are still getting to understand what fashion models do, or literally what models do. But then this is a career whereby if you get the chance to work internationally in the different global fashion capitals of the world, it's really, really big. It's a big business, like super, super, super big. So it is just like any other business. You have to work very, very hard for you to thrive. You have to be very determined, very ambitious, very passionate, and above all, like literally, this is a business whereby you have to understand the core values of yourself and then the core values of the business. Otherwise, if you're just coming in thinking that you're going to be pretty, you're going to dress up very good, it's going to, it will just throw you out. It's super, super cutthroat. And if it was a movie, I would only compare it to, The Devil Wears Prada, as simple as that. I remember growing up as this child who used to organize village pageants, getting all these young girls together, young boys together, and then you do your own, Face of Africa, do your own shows, something like that. So I believe this is something that actually chose me. I knew who Naomi Campbell, Tyra Banks was at the age of 6. Can you believe that? So I believe this is something that I grew up passionately loving. Professionally, I started in 2012. But prior to that, I was doing school, I was studying, and I wanted to be a fashion model. Tried out auditioning for, Sylvia Ori at Zappa Models. By then, when they were still, it was the biggest agency then, they said no. I went to Arapapa, Santa Anzo, they said no. I went to Divine, they said no, simply because I was very skinny. I wanted to be a fashion model, but a lot of people said, no, Joram, you're too skinny, no, you can't do this. So I was like, what, if I can't be a fashion model, maybe let me just, help out backstage, be the one who's oiling the models, helping out, And in 2012, Sylvia Ori gave me my first biggest show, which was the Forever Live fashion show. She wanted me to scout, develop, produce the show, and literally just run the entire show. And from that show, JMM was born. It's when I met literally all the biggest models that I was working with then in 2012, the ones that actually started the whole generation of, new, fresh models that was starting to work internationally. One of them being Amito Lagum, who won Africa's Next Top Model in 2014. So when Amito won, that was like the start of a revolution. So from Amito Lagum, because when she won, she had to relocate to New York, working with agencies in New York, Paris, London, and Milan. So after Amito Lagum, we discovered Patricia Akello. Patricia Akello was a very, very young girl as well. We discovered her when she was about 20, and she has done very well. She's been modeling for the past 5 years, and she's also based in New York, but she works in all the different fashion global capitals of the world. Then we also got Paul Mwesigwa, the first boy ever from Uganda, to international internationally cut across and become the first male model from Uganda working internationally. And then we also discovered Ayak Veronica. Ayak's story is like one of the most, passionate stories that I love to share the most. We discovered this girl when we were doing our scouting tour at MOOMS in 2017. Like, this girl showed up with her sister like at around 5:30. The minute she walked in, I told everyone, let's close, this is it, that's the girl. And I'm so happy that, the minute we got this girl, a lot of designers embraced her, clients here loved her. And, so we got her in 2017 and then started developing her. Then in 2019, she got her major break. She's also working in New York, Paris, London, and Milan. Then we also discovered Aliette Sarah. Aliette Sarah showed up at one of our castings when she was 15 and she was just wearing a school uniform. I think we were casting for the Asphalt, A-Brand Style and Fashion Awards. So she shows up and everyone on the panel says, no, the girl is too young. But I'm so thankful to God that God has given me that special eye that I can see beyond what other people see. Like, I can visualize the future. I see someone and I know that's a money girl, or literally that's just, a one-hit wonder. So when we met Aliette, took her on and then, started developing her, and this girl is almost becoming one of the biggest models in the whole world. She's doing major shows right from Versace, name it all the big shows, Marc Jacobs, all the big brands in the world, working in New York, Paris, London, and Milan. Working in the fashion industry has taught me to be a better person. It has taught me to love. As much as, I am very cutthroat, I am very tough on these girls and then the boys. But just like any, parent, what usually happens in modeling when we are sending these models internationally, we become the mother agent. So literally right now we do have 15 models working internationally. They do globetrot. And that symbolizes that the industry in Uganda is growing. I know a lot of people, when you say fashion models, they'll be like, Bakolachi, but if you're in Instagram, if you're on major social media platforms, you'll get to see exactly what we do. But the industry has changed to the extent that now you will say I'm a fashion model and people will listen to whatever you're saying. These girls and the boys are becoming ambassadors, waving Uganda's flag super high, not just, here in Uganda, but then internationally as well. And they're changing people's lives, they're changing their families. So me being that root that discovers them, it's pure bliss to me. It is joy. So I live my dreams through, seeing young people thrive in life. Working so hard to make sure we create a way for the new generation that probably could come after us, or even us, we could actually be the change. And I like the fact that right now we are becoming the change. Imagine so many scouts in these, different global fashion capitals of the world are looking at Uganda. They fly in sometimes to just come and scout. So who knows, one day we could have Gucci come here to do a show. We could have Prada come here to, make sure they're getting the cast, they're getting the venues, they're getting production, they're getting all these things done here in Uganda. So I believe change starts with us. It's a movement that we are pushing. It is a movement of fashion that we believe, and we keep visualizing that one day Kampala is definitely going to be one of the biggest fashion capitals of the world as well. And I think it's actually getting there.